Factoring trinomials when a is greater than 1. Welcome back. So in the last lesson, we did factoring trinomials when a was equal to 1. And today we're going to go to this worksheet that everybody can find online in a Google search. And we are going to factor trinomials that have an a that's bigger than 1. And we're going to use the box method. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that there's not a common factor. So if we look at 2, 3, and 9, they don't have any factors in common. If they did, we would factor that out first. But since they don't, we're going to go ahead and do the box method. So to do the box method, all you do is make a little box. And if you did the lesson on multiplying binomials, you're going to recognize this. This is the opposite of what we did there. So what you're going to want to do is put your first term here, 2n squared, and you're going to put your last term here, -9. Now, to figure out the other two boxes, we have to look at what's in front of the n. You could do this if it was a 1 also, if you prefer the box method. But in this case, it's a 2, and you're going to multiply that by -9. So that's going to be -18. All right, so now we got to find the factors of -18. And we got 1 and 18. We got 2 and 9. We got 3 and 6, and that's it. So we're going to look at the ones where we could add them up and get a +3. Now remember that we're multiplying to get -18. We have to have a positive and a negative. We know that for sure because when we multiply, we need to get a negative. And then since it's going to be a +3, the bigger one is going to be positive. And the only way we can do that with these numbers is with these two. So if we have a +6 and a -3, those will multiply to be -18, and they'll also add to be a +3. So let's do that. Let's put a -3 here. It doesn't matter where. You could put it in the upper one or the lower one. And then just put the one that you didn't use in the other one. And now what you're going to do is you're going to look at the top row. We got 2n squared and 6n, and we need to factor out the greatest common factor. So it's going to be 2 and 6, we have 2, n squared and n, we have n. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing with the bottom row. We got -3n minus 9, so we can take a -3 out of both of those. And then now let's do the columns. So the first column, we have 2n squared minus 3n, and the only thing that they have in common is an n. And then in the last one, we have 6n and -9. So that is going to be a +3 that we can take out of there. So we got n plus 3 times 2n minus 3. Let's FOIL. We got 2n squared minus 3n plus 6n minus 9. And if we combine the middle two terms, we have negative 3n plus 6n, which is plus 3n minus 9. And we end up with what we started with. So we got it right. Okay, so the next one, I want you to try to do that one on your own. Let's do this one. So you can go ahead and pause, and I'll be right back to show you how to do this using the box method. All right, did you get it? Okay, let's try this. I'm going to make my box. I'm going to put my 3n squared here, and I'm going to put my 4 here. And I'm going to take the 3 times the 4 to get a positive 12. I'm going to make a list of factors. And that's it. Since we have a negative number, they both have to be negative. So those add up to negative 13. That's not it because it has to add up to negative 8. Oh, look at these two. These are going to be our numbers. And we can put the negative 2 down here or up there, and then just put the negative 6 in the opposite place. And then we're going to look at the top row. And we have 3n squared minus 6. What can we take out of both of those? Oh, by the way, I forgot to put the n's here. That's an n and that's an n. Okay, so we got 3n squared minus 6n. So we can take an n out of there, and we can also take a 3 out of there. So we're going to have 3n here. And then in the bottom row, we can take out a negative 2. And then in the first column, we can take out just a regular n. And in the second column, we can take out a negative 2. All right, let's see if we did this right. 3n minus 2 times n minus 2. All right, we're going to FOIL. 3n times n is 3n squared. 3n times negative 2 is negative 6n. Negative 2n, positive 4. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. All right, let's combine the middle terms. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8n plus 4. We did it right. How did you guys do? There's another way to do this. You can just guess and check by reverse foiling. It's a little trickier, but if you get really good at it, it could go a lot faster. So if you're guessing and checking, you would think, okay, I can do 3n, and n is going to give me 3n squared. And then I could try 4 and 1, or I could try 2 and 2. I'm going to try 2 and 2 because I already know that's what it is. And then you know that 2 times 2 is 4, so you just need to check out your inner and outer. I'm going to put negatives because that's a negative. And we get negative 2n, and we get negative 6n. So if we add those together, we get negative 8n. So that's the reverse foiling way, and you're going to have to guess and check. Like I said, you might not always get the first correct numbers to put in that spot right here, but we did it right because negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, and negative 2 minus negative 2n minus 6n is minus 8n. So which way do you like it better? Personally, uh, I like to do it the fast way, so I like to guess and check. But if I was just learning this, I think the box method would be easier to start with. And then once I get the hang of it, I would probably try the other way. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there are a whole bunch more um, problems you can practice on this worksheet. And of course, the answers are at the end. And just find it on Google. Factoring trinomials. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.